But this is from the president of the Infosys. This is not my opinion. So there is some fundamental problem with the educational system that exists in the university in India. So I may be wrong. You can correct me later during our discussion. So we have these kinds of problems in India. The content of the internet is in English, as I said earlier, and if you had to become now, education, as you know, has become a global market. If you look carefully, students are lining up to go to Europe or go to America or go to Australia, go to other places. So we have to look into what's the reason why people are going out. Maybe good quality of education, maybe better opportunities, maybe better experience, or combination of all these things. If the education system in India was so good, why people will flock outside? So you have to ask these hard questions, because it's a difficult question. Right? It's a very difficult question to face. Why not Americans coming to Australia to study? Why not Thai people coming to India to study? So we have to ask these questions about quality of education or higher education in the universities in America, actually in India. Of course, America has its own problems. Not all universities are good there. There are a dozen or more universities people want to go. So here is again, this slide basically tells that the role of the traditional guru is diminishing. There are new technologies now. And these technologies need to be harvested in a way that enhances learning. As you know, the ultimate goal of education is to bring the best out of the people. That is, they can show what's in here and what's in their heart in the best possible ways. So if the technology can help in that process, it should be harvested with proper infrastructure, a quality curriculum, quality delivery, and all those components that actually brings the best out of the people. This is an economic intelligence readiness report from Canada and US. Out of the 68 countries that were examined by these agencies, the India ranks 53rd in 2006. It was 49th, looking at the infrastructure and penetration of internet in the homes, in the urban, suburban area and all that stuff. And you can see the China also falling in the same category. Thailand is also somewhere at the bottom of this particular list. So, we can talk about all these fancy stuff, technology, software, and this country is actually now pretty popular in the West as a software giant, or rather recognized as a software giant. But the software industry has not done much to improve the higher education in India. That's my perception. Maybe I'm wrong. But excluding IIMs and IITs, you don't see much role of the ICT in India. So this is some data from the same study. So you see lots of usage of the mobile devices, voice over IP, and rich content being produced in various parts of Asia. We do lots of in-housing of curriculum development inside the Assumption University. We have 20 programmers and multimedia people and a studio and all the good stuff worth millions of dollars. But it's a niche market, in my opinion. The e-learning is a long way to go because it needs to be improved in terms of its content. Lots of people already know the private companies are involved in this whole thing. The young people carry mobile devices nowadays, smartphones and stuff. All the curriculum has to be tailored to those devices. Not only it has to be interactive, it has to be exciting too. Again, that means different things to different people. Learning should have been fun. When TV was introduced in America, it was touted as one of those things that will make learning fun. But it has just the adverse effect. So we don't know what will happen with these small devices and small screens. This is another set of data. This is about the internet usage in India. Projection is there will be 71 million or more people using internet by 2011. I think the figures at the bottom, they are a little bit more conservative and more relevant to what we are talking here. So I've been given 2 more minutes to talk about this thing. So in India, we also have an increasing population of the young students who are yearning for better education. Our students have become smarter. They are looking for good education, good value, good experience, and they are shopping around. That's why they go to the Western countries, they go to Canada, they go to other places. So if you don't look into these aspects of education, then we will be actually in the other group, which is the followers. So there are some solutions here that the countries like India and countries like Thailand, Singapore and others, they need to actually focus on creating good content that's tailored to these particular devices that are being used by the young people. It's the young people who are the clients of the modern education. Therefore, everything has to be tailored and their profile has to be understood properly. Profile of the remote users versus the urban users has to be properly understood. And you have to create the content around that profile and also their needs. There are other things about the Asia here, universities, professors particularly in the universities, they need to be educated. I came across one professor who doesn't want to go to the studio to record his sessions. He doesn't want. He is afraid that he'll be exposed. He got so many problems with his personality. In the classroom you go and if you don't have anything to do, give them a test, as it used to happen in my days here. When the professor was tired, he will give us a test. That was it. So you could not do anything else. So they had to be properly trained. The culture has to be changed. Technologies had to be provided. Support system. Also students had to be trained to take advantage of these technologies. So in summary, I should say that there are a few things that Asian countries need to do. We'll have question and answer sessions a little bit later. And here is our university and my email. If you want to visit, please come over to Thailand and I will show you around. Thank you.